All right, black people. Really everybody I want to talk to. Basically, I just think everything that's going on is really fucked up, and I think people need like a vibe check right now. Basically, like I've been wanting to make a video about this for a little minute, and I've been wanting to wait. I don't know why I've been wanting to wait it out, but I don't know. It's really, all I'm doing is just holding back my opinion, and it's not like people really listen to it anyway. So I just want to share my thoughts and opinions and feelings about everything that's been going on recently, because it seems like all the reasonable arguments are being shut down, and all the reasonable discussion is being shut down because people are listening to what crazy people on Twitter are saying, basically. And I've been off of Twitter for like a good month or so, until like 2 days ago when I reinstalled it and logged back in to see what's going on. But Twitter's malfunctioning for me anyway because I'm using a VPN. So whatever, I just uninstalled it again. And also all the hate that's going on right now, just complete ignorance, I guess, or just so much of these things that are just not even productive to anything. I guess I don't know, I'll just start wherever, because so people were trying to cancel J. Cole. I guess I'll start the most relevant stuff. People were trying to cancel J. Cole because of the song Snow the Bluff, where he quote unquote called out No Name. Like he didn't, like, y'all are so hateful and so full of pride and so full of like your own issues that you can't even accept criticism. Yet you go on Twitter and be like, why can't you accept criticism? It's like, why can't y'all accept criticism? I remember this happened before when Kendrick came out with Humble, and y'all were all like, y'all took one line out the song and tried to, and by y'all I mean y'all hateful ass, angry ass women out there, angry ass folks out there who just want to make get some clout for being angry about a celebrity. Woohoo! That seems so productive and great for your, I guess that's good for your ego, I suppose. But when you, it's like the same it's like the same type of argument people make about like about the Bible. It's sitting right in front of me, so that's why I'm thinking about it. But like, you take one thing out of context and then you twist it to what your ego, because your ego is being damaged, or your ego is being like confronted, and it can't handle that. And because of that, you want to lash out and say, no, it's you, that you're the problem. It's the problem with a lot of black people, that we have a lot of pride in us. We have reason to be prideful about ourselves. I mean, when you're familiar with your own history, yeah, you have all the, justification to be proud of of our history. But you have to humble yourself before God and with each other, because if you let pride blind you, your egos was running the day. You can't make any progress anywhere, because then you're just like the people who brought about the downfall of our civilization. That's the big reason for the downfall of our civilization, is us being prideful and ego and full of ego, and not being aware of like each other in a more human way. So anyway, like, y'all are getting upset over him saying, teach me, please? Like, that's, and then like I see this issue with a lot of like I know black women are not getting the love they deserve. That's true. It's so true. But we're not going to get the love we deserve if we act like we're too good for love. Like, if you act like you're too good for love, yeah, you're not going to get shit. I mean, like, any married person would tell you that, like, well, I am married, but it's a thing, like you have to like let go of your ego a lot to actually make a relationship work, both of you, to actually, humble yourself that this is a person who loves me and I care about them. I'm not going to treat them like shit, and if I want to keep the love going, I can't be more in love with myself than, I don't know how to put it. I mean, for me, I give it all up to God and let that guide the way. But if you're so hateful and so full of ego and you're out here talking down to people, like, yeah, you're gonna get called out for that, obviously. Like, and when you act that way, it makes people afraid to call you out, and it makes people afraid to even talk to you or love you or be your friend or anything like that. You can't be happy if you're always hateful towards others. If you're always using your ego as a shield, you're going to deflect everything, and even like, it's like once you get humble about who you are and where you stand in this world, then you can make some progress, because then you can actually start moving forward in the right direction. Because if I know this is where I'm at today, and not some illusion or delusion that I have, or not some illusion or delusion that my ego has crafted for me, then you can actually move forward, because you're actually realizing who you really are in this time and place and being. Not who you used to be or want to be or who you could be, but who you are right now. You have to humble yourself in that image right now and move forward. And J. Cole said in his song, like, we're more like children. And that's something I've been like, not exactly telling people, but it is something I tell people. It's like, we are children of God, right? We are all children, no matter how old we are in these bodies, I mean, yeah, of course, I'm not going to get into it. I'm not being nuanced about it right now, but in a large, grand scheme of things, we are children of God. And we have to treat each other like children, because our mother is, in the Kemetic way of saying, our mother is the sky and our father is the earth. Or you can say, father in the sky and mother earth. Regardless, these are the great, or I guess the son is the father, whatever. But this is what humbles us, is how small we are in the universe, or on this world. And I have to like just be loving towards each other. Like, we keep treating each other. It's like, basically, like how I see it is like, if we're all God's children and we're all here playing in this place He designated for us to grow up, because this place, Earth, is where we're developing our souls, and we're in these bodies to develop our soul in a certain type of way. Race is just an illusion, because I'm speaking from my own experience, whatever. From my own experience of doing past life regression meditations, I've been all the races, technically speaking. I've been an Asian. I've had my past life. I've definitely been like a Tibetan monk. I've been a white girl, and I've been a black man, and I've been a white man in my past lives, I'm sure. Who knows how many other things I've been? Who knows what other species I've been? I'm pretty sure I may have been a flower in a past life, in the very beginning my journey. I think I believe in the idea that we're aliens, in a way, that we came to this planet millions and millions of years ago, when our previous home was destroyed due to pride in capitalism, or not capitalism, but those kind of ethics that lead to a downfall of the entire planet. And then we have to leave our own home to find a new place to stay, because people are too caught up in themselves to realize that the world around you is breaking down. You need to stop trying to get dollar for everybody and start trying to have power over each other. Like, come on. And so, with that belief in mind, I make it my effort. I believe it's, part of my journey in life to, understand why we got here and how we can, save this home that we have right now, because we're not going anywhere. And if we keep being hateful towards each other, we will never go anywhere. If we keep putting down each other, if we keep hurting each other, people have to understand that we are all, united. We are all connected. We can't let what we look like affect how we go about our lives or how we treat others. It's about how you are, in your heart. Unlock your heart, unlock your soul, figure out who you really are before you come out here and say that you're better. No one's better than anybody, period, point blank. Christ is gone. Or, Christ isn't here. And, he's the one who could even say that he's better than anyone else. But Christ is humble. Be humble like he did. In the Bible, he washes his disciples' feet as they're arguing about who's the best. Even though they would, and because the concept would be like, Christ is our Lord, he should never kneel down and wash some orphan's feet or something like that. But yeah, the idea that Christ is our Lord, we would never want him to kneel down before us. Like, we should be kneeling before him, right? But no, Christ washed his disciples' feet to show that you need to be humble. You need to realize, we're still human bodies. He was, he was God in the flesh, right? So he was just showing that, we have the same flesh. Your father is my father. And but yeah, our Father in heaven, when he prays for us, it's our Father in heaven, right? And this earth is our mother, where we're birthed on. I remember watching the Joe Rogan podcast, and the Native American woman, and she was like, we came out of the earth. That was the origin myth of her tribe. And it makes a lot of sense. I can believe it. If we quote unquote evolved on this earth, we were birthed from this earth. But I'm not gonna. Who cares about the semantics of it? Because what's mattering right now in this moment is that this world is so full of hate and pride and greed, especially, and just all these 7 deadly sins. They're deadly for a reason, because they only lead towards destruction. And like without the compass, I don't think Christianity is the only way to live, right? I think the doctrine that's been developed over the years is detrimental to a lot of people, just because of the message that they're trying to portray, that you can only know God through the church or whatever, when clearly Christ did not do that. And it took him a while to not saying it took him a while, but but whatever. But his message, what he was trying to teach us, he tore down the temples and kicked over the tables of these usurers and these people who were manipulating us and manipulating the money and manipulating the law. Like, you guys are out here missing the whole point, like all these protests and riots. Riots are, yes, the voice of the unheard, because yeah, man, because if it's been, for the people for Black people in this country, it's been like a struggle with our own restraint with being in this system, you know, that's degraded our beings and our bodies and our consciousness. And you know, it hasn't affected only us, you know, it's also a poison to everyone else in this country. Because you know, the Roman in like someone uploaded a video about Nietzsche today, Sisyphus 55. He uploaded a video about Nietzsche today, and he said God is dead. And that goes along with the idea that, you know, it was the Romans who killed Christ, right? You killed God, literally. And now how do you deal with that? I talked about this in my Shadow Christianity video as well. Like, oh, the blue jay outside my window. Like, how do you, how does the culture, the civilization, the Western civilization cope with the fact that it's killed Christ and then used his name, his blood to justify conquering the world, you know, and that was not what Christ is about. Or that was not what he was wanting us to do in his name at all. He just wanted to spread love and the message that we're, you know, children of God and that we need to start acting like it, basically. You know, like I had an intuition one time of calling Christ my big brother, you know, so big brother Jesus, you know, he was just trying to tell us, you know, trying to teach us the right way. And, you know, the Romans came and killed him and then act all surprised when, you know, things start going badly when we don't listen to him, or, you know, his, you know, all these warnings are coming true because of this. I mean, Christ is alive still, you know, he's coming back. Who knows when, but you know what? He's there. He's waiting for us. And if you just close your eyes and meditate, he's there for you as well. If you just open your heart to him. If you open your heart up and just and release the negativity within you and let him in, you'll feel good. But, you know, that was his message of peace, you know. But, you know, he's going to come back with a sword to cut loose all this craziness, right? Anyways. Like, I can't even, like, I'm not angry at anybody, you know, like, I've been learning to, like, laugh at anger, or laugh at my anger at others, or the ignorance of others, because I log on to Twitter and the internet, and I just want to turn it right back off. It's so toxic how, you know, people are either for or against these rioting and protesting, whatever, and people are really showing how ugly they've been raised, and, you know, how far they've strayed away from just a sense of humanity. And I think people just need to realize their own humanity. I made a comment in Discord the other day about how, you know, if people just realize that we're all children of God and we're all part of this nature, all interconnected, you know, and like in the Pocahontas, you know, Colors of the Wind type of way, we're all connected in a hoop that never ends. And there's no point in trying to own each other, have power of each other, because what's the point? Because we're all going to go back into this earth and back into the sky. And we're going to, you know, if you believe in reincarnation like I do, you know, you might reincarnate, you know, here on earth or on another planet somewhere, or, you know, or return to the all, you know, which is what I want to do. I want to return to the all being God once I pass on from this life. And I feel like, you know, in my structure of reality, you know, I believe that if I complete my mission on here on earth, you know, I will return to the all being, to the all, the one, and, you know, and, you know, be at peace. You know, that gives me so much peace at heart, honestly. But it means, I think people have issues with letting go of the vanities of this world, you know, like all this nice stuff we have, you know, and all this technology and everything like that. People don't, and just because of the way that society has developed over the last 2,000 years, it's lowered our state of mind to thinking that the timeline is so much shorter than it really is, when really we've been here for millions of years in reality. And if in 100 years something can decay, imagine how much stuff we lose in a 1,000 years, in 1,000,000 years. All that stuff is dust now. That's dust of the earth now. And of course we can't always unearth everything. We can't figure out everything, but I think we are greatly underestimating how long we've been here and how important it is to really love each other. We're underestimating how much we need to connect with each other in a loving way. Jesus said the most important thing we could do is love thy neighbor, if anything else. Because, when you love your neighbor, when you treat your neighbor like a human being, like you are yourself, he's not going to hurt you if you don't hurt him. You don't burn down your neighbor's house, he's not going to burn yours down. If you don't kill your neighbor, he's not going to come back for revenge. I feel like the Cain and Abel story is also in that same vein of thinking, just because your brother is doing better than you on appearance, and your brother was someone to look up to. And, even though he was the younger brother, right? Cain and Abel. Abel was the younger one, right? So, it wasn't that you were supposed to get angry or be jealous or all that kind of stuff. You were supposed to learn from your brother that, how can I be more like you? Instead of, I hate you that you're so good. If you let those kinds of thoughts, if you let those kinds of things prowl in your mind, yeah, you're gonna go into a rage, a demonic rage, and kill somebody, And of course, I wish that we could just snap our fingers. That's what people want. They want someone to snap their fingers and everything goes all good again. But we have to uproot all this, the corrupted roots that have been digging into our souls, into our system, into this universe, and dig it out and burn it, and not plant and get rid of all those seeds as well. Because that's what people are really calling for when they say, dismantle white supremacy and all this, because unfortunately, that's what the civilization has been built on. These ideas of someone holding power over others, when that can never be true, because God has power over everything. So you can't keep acting that way. People can't keep acting this way in the world and expect things to be good ever. This whole the Black Lives Matter bullshit. I just saw a story about how $35 million just got embezzled, and only $200K was used for those bailouts for people. How sad that makes me. Are you serious? Just the evil in that. The pure evil in that people donating money and people are just stealing the money that's for people to help them. Are you serious? Come on, bro. How terrible a human being are you to take money that's supposed to go towards others? You're worse than, you're just as bad as this fucking power, these evil cabals of power that control all the money in the world. And you steal that from people who really need it. And even then, donating all this money, it just shows how evil this world has gotten. I know this world is evil because people are evil, but good God, how can you? I can't fathom it, because I just take that sort of stuff out of my heart, but I just don't know how you live with yourself like that. God. And I'm just like, it's so disgusting. It's so disgusting just to even hear that is happening and know that it's happening in the world. To know that people like her are not protecting each other, and all that is all wrapped up in ego and wrapped up in, oh, I don't need to do that for somebody else because you don't love yourself, you're not going to love someone else, or because someone is not in your inner circle, or even people within it. I mean, like, it's just selfishness. It's selfish pride and greed and laziness and just apathy that just leads into this downward spiral that we're in. And I believe, like, you know, I mean, I know things go in a circle and a hoop, and things, you know, it's a cycle, and everything gets bad. There's sometimes, you know, times are good, times are bad. I get that. But I always felt like if people were just kept aware about how, you know, if people were just aware of how, like, we're connected to each other and how much good we could do for each other, you know, just realizing it. The Sikhs have this, you know, built into their religion and their culture. It's like, you know, they go out there and feed the hungry, and they're very peaceful people, and, you know, they have the thing of wearing the knives or the swords, you know, not to be used against anyone except the enemy, right? And, you know, that's, you know, but, you know, these peaceful religions that do exist, the Sufi, is it Sufi Muslims, Sufi Islam, they're also very peaceful, you know, like there's peaceful sects in the world, but, you know, the problem is that the violence can win. The thing is, the problem is that once people realize, you know, it's what they did with, you know, it's the story, you know, of the crucifixion, you know. Christ is merciful and peaceful and kind, and he wasn't going to run away from his duty either. But evil people, they use violence and conniving to get their way, and they run away from judgment. And they're too afraid to face God, you know? So, you know, no fear in his heart, he went towards his death. And I feel that, and I understand that. And, you know, who knows how Christ felt in those last moments, you know? Before, obviously the famous line is, God, why you forsaken me, kind of thing. But I think that was just a shred of his humanity coming out about how, you know, like, I thought, I guess it's kind of the same feeling I have. It's like, why can't everyone else see what I see, or feel what I feel about this, and just understand and know that, you know, why is it so hard for you to know that God exists? Why do you have to elevate yourself above others? Why do you want to put yourself on a platform that doesn't exist for you? You know, is this... Okay, battery's gonna die, but, you know, it's just this mentality that's about to destroy our world again. I mean, I know it was destined to happen anyway, but, you know, I don't know. I said all I can say on it. So, I just want to say, like, anyone who's angry out there, or afraid, or depressed, or anxious, you know, just put your life in the hands of God, in the hands of Christ, in the hands of your ancestors, in the hands of your spirit, you know. Give yourself peace, because, you know, what's coming it's only coming for the evildoers. And if you're really good at heart, if you've humbled yourself and repented, and you know, and allow yourself to be, give it up to God, and it'll work out. If you stay out the way, and you stop trying, like all these people I hear saying we need to do this and that, allow it to burn down, and then once it's all done, we'll rebuild from the ashes, because that's what it's all about. Don't worry about all this stuff going on. Don't worry. Just keep walking forward, and know that as long as you're doing the right thing and you're following the right call, the highest calling, and not listening to what another human being has to say to you or how you should act in this world, you gotta listen to go within first, so you can understand what the good sounds like. You understand what that feels like, because you'll feel it in your heart first, and it'll go through your whole body. So, in these times, we really need peace more than ever, and we need to prepare ourselves for, some strife coming up. And, all this stuff is coming to try to tear us down. They're trying to start a new war. They're trying to, keep us ignorant and keep us quiet. But the truth is, we're just here. Like, as children, we are children of God here. And we're here to grow. Not to kill each other, not to hurt each other, but to love each other and learn from each other. Be humble. Be giving. Be generous. Be active. Be healthy. There's another interpretation of saying, like, where God is experiencing through our lives, right? Or God is experiencing life through our bodies, Okay, so my camera died, but I was just saying, be good to each other as well. And we need to act out in this world. We need to, like I was just saying, some people say we're God experiencing life in a way. So, like the question goes, what would Jesus do? That's the question you should ask yourself when you're acting out, when you wake up in the morning. And more than that, it's like, what's the right thing to do? Not just what would please me, in this moment, but how does this make me better and make everyone else better around me? Because we all have an effect on each other, and we have a responsibility to that. And I just believe that eventually the world will be a better place the more people act like this, and the more this is understood, and not just in the sense that we have to act out exactly what the Bible is telling us to do. The Bible is a collection of stories over, that survived the test of time, barely. And we have to acknowledge the truth within the lines of there. And, the truth is people kept going no matter how bad things got. And people stayed true to the spirit, their hearts, and their souls, no matter how bad things got. And anytime someone's ever tried to have power over others, it's always fallen into corruption, into craziness. And because when you try to corrupt God, it doesn't go well. It's evil at that point. But I guess that's what I'm going to say right now, since I'm kind of getting you know, my I'm calming down a little bit more. I do another video soon. So thanks for listening, you guys. Peace be with you always. Seek it. Be good out there. Be good to each other, please. You know, for everyone's sake.